I want to walk us through just a 3-step podcast launch framework, right? If you're going, hey, I hear you guys, I feel like this is my time, I need to do this. Obviously, there's 1,000 different ways you can launch a podcast, but let us give you just a 3-step framework that you can implement right now, that you could have this podcast launched this week. And we're recording on a Friday, and that you could still have it launched this week. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So anyway, let's hit step 1 real quick. Dustin, step 1 of this framework is define your coaching conversation, and really is define your message. What is it that in all of the things that you do, in all of the things that you're about, what is that message that you continue to teach? Maybe there is one problem that you solve for a client over and over and over again, right? That could be your podcast theme that you begin to say, okay, here's what we do. So an example of that would be like if you always help coaches, with their confidence, right? I help coaches they're confident, and I teach them, and I help them do that. Well, then that becomes your podcast, kind of where you're headed. And I'm going to give the good example here because, Dustin, you're on here with me. But, Dustin, you have a podcast that is called...
Oh, you want me to say it? Sorry.
Yes. Yes.
Sorry. It's right now. I've always struggled with this title. Maybe you guys can. Maybe your listeners can help me. But it's been for the last 70 episodes.
Yep.
It's been called Creativity Made Easy.
Creativity Made Easy. And Dustin, what do you help your clients do?
I help them with their creativity and make it easier for them.
Oh, wow. That's pretty amazing. It's funny how those align a little bit, right? But no, for example, Dustin, you come alongside creative professionals, and you kind of help their processes and what they do. And you give them frameworks, you give them teachings, you give them all these things to help make sure that they're creating to their highest level. Right. Yeah. So you go, man, I do help the creative process become a little bit easier. And that is one big main point that you handle for each and every client that you work with, myself included. When I'm out here doing a video production company and I'm going, I don't know how to do all this, you go, hey, let me walk alongside of you. We'll get your processes in place. We'll make things a little easier for you so that you can create more and create better things, right?
You're selling me on my title now. Now I kind of
like it. Bro, it's good. I'm telling you. I've always told you I like the title.
I know.
With that, the first thing you need to do is you need to just sit down and you need to go, okay, what do I help people do a lot? What is my coaching angle? What is my message? What is the things that I do? And let's begin to push that message out in a podcast form. To give the example of what we do, obviously our podcast here is called Coaching with Content. And what we help our clients do is to see that their message is important, and they have a plethora of ways that they can coach through their content. Back to the top of building authority and using audio and video and in line. Like we're going to help you do all of that because we believe that you can coach through your content. So the title of our podcast becomes that. So as you're thinking about it, you go, what are those things? What are those conversations that I'm having in my field or in my niche, if you want to use that term? And how can I align that with the content that I am creating, and begin to refine your message and begin to just put that together in a way of, this is where I'm headed, kind of in a large, banner of what we're going to talk about in this conversation. So step 1, Dustin, I know you've wrestled with your title a little bit sometimes on who you are and what you do, but like, how does that sit with you as far as refining that message and getting that title and description and different things in place?
Yeah, I mean, that's the simple framework that we used when we were trying to name this podcast, and you and I were kind of brainstorming different ideas. And I was like, well, what is it that you're trying to help coaches do? I'm trying to help them understand that their content can actually coach people, and it doesn't have to always be in a one-on-one live or Zoom call situation. Right. That their content can actually do some of the coaching for them. And I'm like, oh, so they're coaching with content, and boom, there we go. Right. For me, I always feel like I don't want to cheapen the creative process. That's why I've struggled with the term easy, but that's where my struggle comes in. But then I let your audience define it. man. And that's honestly what we did. Like for me, I'm like, I don't know. And Darren's like, it's speaking to me. I'm like,
Yeah.
hey, if I'm your target audience, it's speaking to me.
Yeah.
And I'm Darren's target audience because I'm a coaching consultant. And so when we're sitting down thinking about, I'm like, hey, you know what speaks to me is coaching with content. Like, number one, it's got that alliteration, and it's 3 words. Usually 3 words is a good magic number for a podcast. It's 1 word or 3 words. Don't do 2. You know, most popular podcast out there, Smartless, we were just talking about earlier. 1 word. Coaching with content, 3 words. Creativity made easy, 3 words. So there's something there. Going back to the 3.
Way to put our podcast right up there with
Smartless. Yeah.
I like that.
People just don't know about it yet. That's the problem. But we're going to get there.
We're getting there 1 episode at a time, as they say. So so spend some time really thinking about that angle of your messaging and who you are and what you do. And that's going to be a great foundation for, and wrestle with it. You know, Dustin, I wrestled with coaching with content. You're still wrestling with the title of yours, but like wrestle with it, kind of work it out, have conversations with clients.
It's either gonna get you to dig your heels in deeper, which becomes stronger authority.
Yeah.
Or it's gonna get you to get closer to it. So either way, it's better.
Yep. 100%.
Did we finish the 3-part framework? I want to make sure we hit that.
No, we're just on step 1.
Okay. Sorry, I want to make sure we hit it in the time that we have left. I'll stop interrupting.
Yes. We we'll keep it moving. So step 2. So if step 1 is define that coaching conversation or your messaging there, step 2, let's just talk about like a minimal viable setup that you could do. A lot of people get hung up on the setup. They go, holy crap, I'm starting a podcast. That sounds so heavy. And Dustin is showing you exactly what you need right now. If you're listening to this on audio podcast, he's holding up a phone.
Yeah, I'll tap it.
There you go. There you go. So yes, the first thing that you need is the phone that's probably in your pocket right now. It's amazing what you can do with this thing. And you can even make it a video podcast with your phone. It's crazy. It has video capabilities. It's amazing.
It's one of the best cameras on the market today, and everybody's walking around with it in their pocket.
It's absolutely amazing. You get a little tripod, you set it up, you have a great conversation right to your phone, and your podcast is done, right? And that's so one thing that you need to kind of get over in this is and Dustin is now showing us a tripod.
Yeah,
I got crazy looking tripod.
I got this little portable, and it looks like a nightstick, like you're going to beat somebody.
Dude, you could hurt somebody.
This can be a selfie stick, or it can be a tripod. So this thing pops out here, like so. Boom! Look, there's that right there. You can selfie stick it. You can turn it in either direction. My kids use this more than me because they found out it could also be a selfie stick. But you know what I'm getting at.
Yeah, man.
It telescopes way up. I'm trying to get the bottom to open up here. Again, I said I wasn't going to interrupt us, and then I did. But boom, look at that. Now we got a tripod.
Dude.
And you can just set that up right here. I'm trying to get it in the camera shot. You can just set that up right here. Put your camera on there, or put your phone on there.
So
now you're boom. Now you're ready. Like boom. Here we go. Ready for a podcast.
See, that's it. The equipment
this one's like $20 on Amazon.
Yeah. The equipment conversation is crazy because of the phones that we have in our pockets. So
and you can literally put this in your book bag and go do it anywhere.
Yeah. You'd be outside. Another thing, if we're talking gear, one thing that we've recently picked up, Dustin, that
these are great.
Used, these are the Hollyland Lark 2s or something like that. But these are tiny little microphones. Look at these things, man.
Oh, so they're so amazing.
These things are tiny. If you're not watching on YouTube, you should go right now. If I was doing this right, I would have a like cut to sound. Look how good this sounds, but I don't have that. So, but these like little magnet guys go right on your shirt, right? Super simple and easy. Boom, set up, ready to go. You pair that with your phone, you're not going to have any audio. It comes with these little things go right on the bottom of your phone. You don't even guys, so simple and so easy to start a podcast right now today. Boom.
Put it on the bottom of your phone like that.
So good. So good. It also works for cameras. If you have a DSLR or, something like that you're working with, works with that as well.
Show them how you clip it to your hat real quick. Cause you can.
The hat, that's a
hat hack. See, if I put it on my shirt like this, you can kind of start to see it a little bit.
Yeah. I like this.
Look at that. You can't even see it. and the microphone's there.
Yeah. Unless you go, what is that thing on his, but that kind of looks cool, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, that's
good. I was just going to do this so that you can cut to it if you want to. But this is me talking into
look at this guy.
My iPhone with the Hollyland right here.
Sounds
so
good.
You can hear how good the audio is, but I'm looking over here. There's Darren at my camera. Right. But then here's me talking to you. I could just podcast just like this all day long.
All day.
End of segment.
I love it. I love it. Yeah. And so, guys, when it comes to the gear, grab your phone, grab one of these microphones. We will, I'm going to have to remember this now. We will link.
Yep. Link in the show notes, man. Everybody loves a good link.
The show notes. That's a good thing to do. But yeah, we can then, once your podcast is done, you can use free software. It's called Spotify for podcasting. If you search that, you can host this thing for free. You have to do a couple of link things, but it'll go on Apple Music or Apple Podcasts. It will go on Google Play. It will do all of the things for you.
Everywhere for you.
With simple setup, and it's free. You just go in there and you upload the thing, you make it happen. Cool hack about Spotify for podcasting is you can upload the video file as well. So when you're on Spotify, you can actually watch the video as well.
Yep.
Kind of a cool little hack there.
That's a cool hack, yeah.
Think oh man, who's the big podcaster that's on Spotify? His name went right out my brain. Joe Rogan. You can watch all his stuff on there. So yeah, guys, super simple format, super simple content or gear pieces that you can do. So yeah, let's define this framework. We'll keep it moving for you today. 3-step. Let's go with step 1, define that messaging or your coaching conversation. Step 2 is the minimum viable setup. I can't say that today. Viable setup, minimal viable setup, super simple gear that we just broke down for you. Link in the show notes. And then the third is, let's just talk through what your first 5 episodes could be, right? Let's give you the first 5 episodes so there's no excuses. You could literally go and turn your camera on right now and probably make all of these happen. So the first episode, you could simply start with your story and your why. Episode 1, your story, your why, right? Make sure you're taking an angle of helping the listener, how I help you. This, don't just talk me. We've talked about that in other episodes. You can go back and watch, but make sure that you're talking about why you coach, why you do what you do, what got you into it, and how you help those folks, your clients, those that you're working with. So that could be episode 1. Episode 2, your biggest mistake you see clients make, right? You could talk about that probably all day. I could literally look at Dustin right now and say, hey, Dustin, talk about that for 10 minutes. And you could probably just off the top of your head go, right?
Yeah.
So then episode 3, you could go with a signature framework or a method that you've created. Dustin, we hear you talk a lot about the do versus do framework, DO versus DUE framework. That is kind of your big time framework that you do, right? So that could be episode 3. You just break that down. If you're a coach or consultant, I know you have a framework that you could talk about right now. So that's episode 3 for you. Episode 4, you could do a client success story or some kind of testimonial. And then your 5th one could be frequently asked questions or things that come up a lot in conversation, right? FAQs are huge. You could do 1, you could do 5. Obviously, you could do 3. Like we've said, 3 is a big thing around here. So you could do 3, but right there, you have 5 episode ideas that you could run with. Episode 1, your story and your why. Episode 2, the biggest mistakes you see clients make. Episode 3, your signature framework. Episode 4, client success story. And episode 5, your FAQs. Dustin, that is 5.
I just wrote down the FAQs thing. I'm like, I need to start doing that quarterly.
Boom. That's killer. Mm-hmm. And you're 100 plus episodes in, and you're even going, that's a great idea. I need to do more of that.
It's like when you're a songwriter and you start to hear song ideas everywhere. When someone says a phrase, you're like, oh, that's a hook. I can use that. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I'm talking to the musicians out here that like us that understand that. But it's like now you start to go, oh, that's a podcast idea. Yeah. You know what I mean? That'll preach.
That will preach.
That's a certain, it's like, anyway, go ahead.
That will preach. So I'm going to challenge you right now. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this, but I'm going to say right now, you could simply take this 3-step framework and you could go out and you could start and launch your podcast this week. So spend time doing that. Get out there, grab the gear that you need, and just make it happen. Like, just hit record. That's all you got to do. Just hit record. I know that before we started this episode, Dustin, I was a little nervous. I didn't know if I had what it would take to talk and blah, blah, blah. I get all up in my head, but we hit record and we do it anyway.
We do it.
And you got to just make progress. So that is your challenge for this week. Go out and hit record.